Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Diane. Today I'm sharing with you my diary entry for the week of July 14th through the 20th. Today is Saturday, July 20th. So this past week was very stressful. It's very stressful. I'm exhausted. And so I didn't really get a lot of stuff done. But I did finish a couple of things, so I will have some manga to talk to you about because we did have our Monochrome Manga Club meeting on Thursday. So I'll talk to you about the titles that I finished for that. I'll let you know what books I'm in the middle of, because I am in the middle of 2. And then I have a Yarnie update, which I don't have a lot of progress to show you, but I will show you what I did get done. And then we'll do some TV chat at the end. So let's get into it. So like I said, Monochrome Manga Club. So I did focus my reading time on the manga selections because I needed to discuss them with my members. And so I talked to you about Shadow's House last week. The other first in the series volume we read was The Uncanny Counter by Jang. This one is published by Yusei Press, rated older teen. I just finished filming my series first impressions video, and so that should be up by the time this video goes up, so I will link to it in the cards above. And then you can check out that video for my thoughts on both of those selections. But we also have our ongoing series reads. So we are reading Assassination Classroom volumes 13 and 14. These are by Yusei Matsui, published by Viz, rated older teen. So this series is about a class of not really delinquents, but kids that, can't get good grades for whatever reason. Some of them do cause trouble, but a lot of them just have a hard time with the way things are taught and learning the way the teachers are teaching things, and so they're not making grades, and so they're kind of all in this class. And there is this like yellow octopus who has kind of destroyed a good portion of the moon. Come to Earth and has said that if he is not assassinated by a certain time, he will destroy the Earth as well. So this particular class has been tasked with the assignment of trying to take out their teacher. And all while doing that, this yellow octopus has assumed the role of teacher for them and is biding his time that way. So I really enjoyed these volumes. We got the conclusion to what I'm calling the Grim Reaper arc, which definitely had a few funny moments in it. We had a testing arc again, which was, I always love the arcs where we see, the kids and we check in on their growth throughout the time that we checked in with them last. So we had another one of those testing battles between the main campus and our class 3E. And then we have school festival time. And I really, really enjoy school festival time anytime it comes up in a story. And so that was really, really fun. I really enjoyed these 2 volumes. My daughter and I, again, will be recording a podcast for the Volume by Volume podcast, discussing our thoughts more deeply about things that had occurred in these volumes. So if you're interested in hearing that, you can definitely check for that either next week or the week after. It just depends on when we're able to sit down and record. But we will definitely be putting out an episode where we talk about these 2 volumes in more detail with spoilers. So if you're interested in that, make sure you check that out. I will link the Volume by Volume podcast playlist down in the description box below as well, in case you're interested in hearing our thoughts on any of the other volumes we have read of Assassination Classroom. So finally, for the Monochrome Manga Club, we read volumes 9 and 10 of Delicious in Dungeon. This one is by Ryoko, published by Yan Press, rated older teen. I ended up borrowing a copy of these volumes from my library because they are very, very difficult to purchase right now where I am. The Assassination Classroom volumes we were reading on the Shonen Jump app. So Delicious in Dungeon is getting really interesting. We're heading towards the end. I think at this point we're about 6 volumes away from the end. Things are really starting to heat up. Definitely still interacting with different types of creatures and things as we move through the dungeon, and so that was interesting. You definitely are feeling like our group is, even closer now than they were before. That like feeling of found family is just getting stronger and stronger as we get towards the end of this series. And I've just really enjoyed watching the journey of this group. It's still so surprising to me how much I would have missed out on if I did in fact stop reading it after the first volume, because that first volume just wasn't it for me. But everything since then has been really interesting, and I've really enjoyed it. And so, yeah, really looking forward to seeing what's going to happen in the next 2 volumes. And we will be finishing this series in 2 months, I believe. So, yeah, the end is near. I'm really looking forward to it. And I ended up giving both of those volumes 4 stars. I also gave Assassination Classroom volumes 4 stars as well, just in case you are interested. But yes, really enjoyed those. And I'm looking forward to continuing both series in the month of August. So that's everything that I finished this week. I did not finish a novel, but I am in the middle of 2 novels. So we'll talk about the new book that I started this week. So I started The Hunt for Atlantis by Andy McDermott. This is the first book in the, what is it called? Chase and Wild, or Wild and Chase? I can't remember what it's called, but I will link that down here. I had found a whole slew of books from this series at my Friends of the Library bookstore when we had gone a couple months ago, I think, and they were all like 75 cents. And so I was like, oh, first book was about Atlantis, and I was like really interested in Atlantis. It's another one of those things that's really like interesting to me, very intrigued by it. And then the things that the title implied for the subsequent installments were also very interesting to me. So I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to pick them all up. Since they're all here, I might as well, right? But this particular one is the first book in the series, and it follows a archaeologist named Nina Wilde, and she believes she has found where Atlantis is. So she heads off on this expedition with a group of people, including an ex-SAS bodyguard. I don't remember what SAS is, but it's some kind of military unit. And he's no longer in the military, but he's now like acting as her bodyguard for this expedition. And so we're kind of following this group on this journey, like picking up clues and things and just searching for the exact place where Atlantis could be based on what our archaeologist knows. It's very interesting so far. I did start listening to this one on audiobook. My library does have this series available via audiobook through Hoopla. Unfortunately, the narrator is just not doing it for me. He's making it sound like too laid back. And for the amount of stuff that's going on, it's very like high stakes, because obviously when you're talking about something like Atlantis, a lot of people have interest in it, and a lot of people want to be the people to discover it or hide it forever, right? And so they've come up across a couple of groups already that have tried to take them out. I just finished a couple chapters where they were fighting with another group of people where they were being held hostage. And, I'm not getting that feeling of high intensity from the narration. The way the narrator is narrating it, it seems very laid back, and it's not giving me the feels that I think I would have if I was reading this physically. So I'm going to switch this one from audiobook to physical copy, since I do have one. I am currently on chapter 11, page 184. And so far I'm really enjoying it. This is exactly what I thought it was going to be, exactly what I was looking for when I thought, hey, I want to pick up adventure novels for July. And so I'm really, really excited to see where this is going to go. They've gone all over the world so far. It looks like chapter 11, they're in Brazil. I know they've already been in France, and I think Iran and Norway. And so, yes, global trekking, very interesting things happening. And it definitely has the feel, the adventure-y feel that I was looking for. So I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes. So because I am switching off the audiobook for that, I am going to need an audiobook for this week. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to the audiobook of Thresher by Michael Cole. So this is my shark fiction book that I had started during Shark Week. So this is basically your, basic shark thriller so far. I'm not very far in. I'm only on chapter 5, page 33. So far, so good. Definitely serves those shark attacks in this book. There have been a couple already. Exactly what I look for when I'm looking for shark fiction, shark thrillers, and this is serving what I want. So I'm hoping that the audiobook for this will be better than the audiobook for The Hunt of Atlantis, because I don't know, the narration just does not match the feel of this story for me here. So I'm hoping that this one will be better. If not, I'll need to find another audiobook that'll fit. But I'm going to try this one out. Again, it was available from my library through Hoopla. So we'll see about how that goes this week. But those are my plans as far as my reading for the upcoming week. And what I've read this week to date. So I guess that means now it's time for another Yarnie update. So like I said earlier, I have been exhausted. My coworker being off the week prior meant that this week was a catch-up week for me. And so just, trying to catch up and, working longer hours in order to do that, I just didn't have the energy to knit a lot this week. And so, yeah, not a lot of progress. But we'll start off with my Gemini in the Competo bag. Gemini is by Jane Richmond. It's a free pattern on the knitty.com website. And so I was able to put in a new skein. But that's pretty much all that I did. I knit through the rest of the previous skein. I added in the new skein, and I didn't do much after that. So this is my Gemini. I've got my dinosaur stitch marker here. So I was here the last time I talked to you, and I only worked about an inch. Not very much at all. Like I said, just really, really exhausted this week and working lots of hours, but still really, really enjoying this project. Can't wait for it to be done because I think I'm going to wear it a lot. And so Knit Picks Cotton in the Swan colorway, DK weight 30% linen, 70% tangy cotton. And yeah, just plain stockinette, round and round and round. I'm definitely going to have a lot more of this one to work on during the Olympics, which will be great. Then I have the unicorn sweater in the Small World bag that my mom made for me. This is the Mini Last Unicorn by Meghan Regan of Bad Wolf Girl Studios. This is the second one I'm doing for my youngest niece, who just had her birthday last week. So that is great. And so, yeah, both of my nieces have their birthdays in the summer. And so that's kind of why I wanted to make these for them, so that they both have kind of like matching birthday gifts, I guess. They do kind of still wear matching stuff. But yeah, I thought this would be nice for them to have. So this is what it looks like. I still love this. Every time I look at it, it just makes me happy. So this is for niece number 2. I was here where Elmo was, and so I put in about this much. Again, only about an inch on this one. And so, yeah, again, just plain stockinette in the round. Great TV knitting, so I'll definitely be able to knit on this during the Olympics if I'm not able to put in more time on it in the coming week. So the Olympics do start next week, Friday, I think, is the opening ceremonies, and it will also be the start of my vacation. So I will be on vacation the entirety of the Olympics. Like I said before, it's something that I started a few rounds of Olympics back. I think maybe the first time that I did it was during the Rio Olympics. I think so. And it's just kind of been a thing that I've done since then. So it's good for me because it's a way for me to be able to watch all of the sports and things, because normally before I would only watch the evening like primetime broadcast, and I would only watch like swimming and diving and gymnastics. But now that I'm able to, watch more Olympics, I'm able to watch other sports. And so it's really been interesting for me to like really take in the Olympics when it's on. And it's just a lot of fun for me. I really, really enjoy it. Plus, like I said, I get a lot of focused time on my knitting projects, which is not something that I'm usually able to have while I'm like working. So really, really looking forward to that. Not only not having to work, but getting some focused time on my knitting projects. So I have one more project to talk to you about, and that is the Christmas Crunkled socks. Crunkled Socks is a pattern by Kay Jones of the Bakery Bears podcast. I am a patron of theirs, just so that you know. But I had started these socks for my daughter last year, I think, and then just stalled out on them. But this has been a good project for me because it's not stockinette in the round. And so I am here now. So this angel right here by the 20 stitch marker is where I was when I talked to you last, and so I am now here on the foot. So I think I have about 10 more rows to go before I finish the foot and start working on the toe. I'm working these on my Addy Flexi flips, 56 stitches, 2x2 rib, about a 46 or 48 row. I can't remember because it depends on the pattern, but it's around 46 or 48 rows in the leg, slip stitch, heel flap, and a square heel turn. And yes, really, really like these. These are really cute. I think they are so fun. Colorway on the yarn is Lolo Did It Hippo for Christmas, and then the heel and toe is in a Cascade Heritage and then like teal color, and I think it goes so well with the speckles that are in the yarn. So yes, really enjoy Kay's Crunkled Socks pattern as well. It's got like a nice like squishy texture, and it's really fun to wear also because you can feel that squish on the top of your foot as it rubs up against the shoe, and it just like it feels like a nice massage. I don't know how else to explain it, but definitely one of the patterns that I need to have more socks in of Kay's, and I think it works well with all different types of yarns that you might have in your collection. So yeah, this is what it looks like with the speckles. Super cute. Really, really enjoying that. And like I said, I don't have much on this sock to go, so I will need to start a new sock pattern probably this week. I was hoping to have had this sock done actually by the time I talked to you today, but I had a migraine day yesterday, and in case you haven't been with me for a while, when I have migraine days, I'm pretty much out for the count. My migraines usually come with nausea, and I was just not feeling well for a good portion of the day, and combine that with the heat that we've had. It's been in the hundreds, and I was just not having it yesterday, and so I didn't get to work on this as much as I thought I was going to. In fact, I didn't work on any knitting at all because that's how terrible I felt. Plus, I've been having pain in this arm. So I didn't want to aggravate that either. Even when I was feeling better in the evening, I was just like, no, I'm not going to do that, because the last thing I want to do is injure myself. And so, yeah, I will definitely have this done very soon. And then I will cast on my next pair of textured socks, because that is what I need. I need to have some kind of texture project in between all of the stockinette that I've been doing, just so that it keeps it fresh and interesting for me, because otherwise I think I'd be too bored. Nothing like too hard or difficult where I need to like really concentrate, like not a full-on like cabled sweater, even though I've been really wanting to cast one of those on. I don't know, I've just been seeing a lot of podcasters working on these really intricate cable sweaters, and the drama that we were watching, they also had some really nice intricate cabled sweaters, and it's just making me want to cast on a really heavily cabled, all over cabled sweater. And so I'm kind of fighting the urge for that at the moment. But I think a textured sock works well because it's a fast project, the rows are short, and it doesn't, or it shouldn't, take a lot of like super concentrated focus. So yes, I'm still looking at 2 different patterns for my next sock project, but I haven't decided yet which one I want to do. But like I said, the theme will be Shark Week, because it is still July. And so I think that will be fun. Plus I've got all my like sharky accessories. I've got my shark project bag from Utterly Adorable Knits. I've got my shark progress keepers from Utterly Adorable Knits, all from the same set. You know how last week I was showing you my set of Christmas gnomes? I have a set that's a shark fabric. So I've got all of the supplies ready to go. I just need to pick a pattern. And so, yeah, probably next week you will see a new cast on. But that is everything that I have as far as the Yarnie update. I was hoping to get a lot of, focused knitting time yesterday, but of course, when you plan for something and then things just don't work out. But, it is what it is. And I feel much better today, which is great, because yesterday I felt horrible. It was horrible. But yes, much better today. And so I can get back to knitting and stuff. Plus, I've only got 1 more week of work. So let's talk about some TV chat. So this week we started a new Korean drama. I think we started the Korean drama this week, or since I talked to you last anyway, and we finished it last night. It was called Family, the Unbreakable Bond. It is on Hulu. It has Jang and Jang Nara. Basically, it's about this family, and Jang Hyuk works for a government agency, and there's this like conspiracy kind of thing going on. And then it also incorporates things about his family. So not only him and his wife and their like small family, but him, his father, his brother, and what's going on with them. And so it kind of like all intermingles the family stuff plus his professional life and things like that, and uncovering things. It was fun. I didn't really gel with the first few episodes because it was just too much like comedic stuff going on, where I felt like the subsequent episodes were definitely more serious, and that's kind of the vibe that I was looking for from that drama, and it definitely served in the later episodes. But the first like 3 or 4 episodes were kind of just like comedic and kind of weird and kind of stupid. So yeah, I definitely suggest that you watch it though, if you're a fan of like those kind of government agency secret like missions type of like stories. It definitely serves after the first few episodes. But yeah, I've watched Jang Hyuk and Jang Nara in Fated to Love You, I think. I think this is like their 4th or 5th drama together, actually. But they were in Fated to Love You. That's where I saw them first together, and I really enjoyed that one. That's about this guy who's like kind of rich, and a girl who meet at a like hotel, and the girl just doesn't have the best experience with her boyfriend. He's being a jerk, and she meets Jang in one of those times, and they end up having a one-night stand, and she gets pregnant, and they kind of get together and kind of show their relationship along the way and what happens and things like that. I really enjoy that drama. Again, it has its comedic parts, but it definitely has those like romance themes and things, and I really liked them together as well. I think they worked well as a couple in this drama as well, the family unbreakable bond. And so yeah, really enjoyed that. I also finished the drama for 11224 Happy Marriage, which I was watching on Amazon Prime Video. That is a Japanese drama adaptation of the manga 11224 Happy Marriage by Peko Watanabe. That one is published by Kodansha, and it's rated mature. And so that's about a woman who is in an open marriage with her husband because she has no sex drive. So she allows him to have an extramarital affair, and now she's starting to rethink if that's actually what she wants or not. And so yeah, it's a 6-episode drama, I think. I thought it was really interesting, though I will have to say the ending kind of left me in questions. Like, I didn't quite understand where our couple was left at the end of the drama. So I am definitely going to have to read the manga to see if I get a little bit more of a feel as to where our couple is at the end of the story. But all in all, I thought it was a good drama. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, the main male lead is someone who I've watched in previous dramas. In fact, he is the main male lead in Ottoman. If you've seen the drama adaptation of Ottoman, he is the main male lead in that. So I really enjoyed it. I think now that we're done with Family the Unbreakable Bond, we will be starting a new Korean drama, and I think we're going to start watching the Uncanny Counter, which is this one. There is a drama adaptation on Netflix, so I think we're going to start this. I really enjoyed this, and that's all I'm going to tell you. So if you want to hear my thoughts again, you can check out my first impressions video. But yeah, I think we're going to start that this evening. And so yeah, that's pretty much all we've been up to. Like I said, am going into my last week of work before vacation, so this coming week is going to be very stressful. I also have to take 4 classes for work and try to get all my work done as well. So one of the classes I think I'll be able to work through just because it's more informational than anything, but the other 3 classes are for new programs that are being rolled out that I'll need to start using. And I think I will probably need to pay more attention to those classes. And so 3 hours of every day of the week will be dedicated to class time for me. So that's really going to cut into my work time. So I'm hoping that things are kind of slow as far as the work flow goes from like our customers and things, so that I'm able to not have to stress out so much. I know that as much stress as I've been under, it's been really affecting me, and that's probably why I had a migraine that was triggered yesterday. But yeah, it's gonna be a crazy week, but at the end of it I will be on vacation for 2 weeks, so I'm really looking forward to that. Like I said, I always have a great time during the Olympics, and seeing all of the different sports and hearing about the Olympians, because I don't watch sports on a regular basis. Pretty much the only time I watch sports is during the Olympics, and so it's always really interesting to me. A lot of the times I have no idea who people are unless they're returning Olympians, and I've seen them before, but I always like the little like family stories and how they got to where they are and all of those types of things. And so, yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a little bit cooler this next week, but only by like 5 or 7 degrees, which will take us out of the hundreds, which will be good, but still hot, but much more bearable than it is right now at like 100 something. And so, yeah, I think that's pretty much all we have. The manga club meeting went well. I really enjoyed talking with our members. I also went with my list of things to purchase, as always, but you know, of the list of things, the store didn't have the titles that I wanted to purchase in stock. So I don't know what's going on. I'm having a really hard time just finding what I want out in the wild. I'm having to like order things in, which is a little bit unsatisfactory, unsatisfying for me. I would much rather like just take it off the shelf and bring it home, but that's just not what happened this time. But I did find some other things to buy, so there will definitely be a manga haul in August for July. It's just not the stuff that I had planned to pick up. It was like more spontaneous purchases. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have for you today. So let me know down in the comments below what you've been up to. What have you finished reading? What are you currently in the middle of? What are you working on? What have you been watching? And if nothing else, and you'd just like to let me know that you are here, if you could leave me a shark emoji for Thresher, that would be greatly appreciated and would really help me out. And that will do it for me today. So I hope you're all doing great. I hope you're all safe and healthy. And until next time, take care and smile always. Bye.